It's time to take a break and come back. Russell Crowe is here. Stick around. All right, everybody, we're back. My first guest is an Academy Award-winning actor who's currently starring in the new film Cinderella Man. Please welcome Russell Crowe. Being here. It's nice.
Evening.
Good to have you here, Russell. Now, you've been in New York a few days now, and how's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Can't complain. You know, this incident occurred a few nights ago, and I don't know what it's like in Australia, but in this country, this is how it is. Every appearance you make now on a show, and I know you've made a bunch of appearances, you've been places, you've talked to the media, this is all they want to talk about now. Is that the case? Like, you've got a movie to promote, there's a lot else going on, but everywhere you go, next time you go to Regis, no matter what you do, it's going to be like, Russell Crowe's here, the guy's through a phone!
Yeah, that's unfortunate because Kelly only just started to like me.
Kelly was just coming around to you.
Just coming around,
right.
Just coming around, and you're getting sort of, you know, affectionate slightly towards the whole fatherhood thing, and starting to go, okay, he's not so... Yes, he is.
Yeah, now I'm... Yeah, and now it's going to be no matter what you do, you could cure cancer tomorrow, but when you go on Regis Philbin, it's going to be like, we'll get to cancer curing in a moment. You threw a phone! Tell men, did this guy throw a phone? Did, you know... They're going to lock me up soon. This is, a lot of things about this story. One thing I don't understand, you were charged with, and I know there's a lot you can't talk about, because this is a serious issue, and I don't want to make light of it. You're charged with...
I can tell.
Yeah. I'm a serious journalist doing my job. You were charged with criminal possession of a deadly weapon. It's a phone. Now, I understand that it's probably not good to throw a phone.
And you'll probably find that a lot of people in your audience here are violating that particular law at the moment.
Yeah. We're probably...
You're going to have to increase your security, Conan.
Yeah. You can't throw... I mean, it's a deadly weapon, I guess. Anytime you throw a phone is a deadly weapon.
Well, I'm not sure if it's like because you throw a phone, you're a deadly weapon.
Right.
Or just a weapon.
Right.
Because it's an idiotic thing to do, but
right.
Yeah, that's basically the basis of it. It is a serious thing, and it'll take quite.
I have a BlackBerry, like a little BlackBerry. Seriously, and I keep it with me. And if I just throw my BlackBerry, it's a weapon. Is that the idea? It's absurd. How's it going there?
Very good. And how are all the folks?
Yeah, everybody's doing fine.
Did Max ever tell you that we got on the Source together in Australia?
Is that true? What happened, Max?
Yeah, when he was down there touring with the Big B, you know, the big... I was going to say the Big BS just then, but I didn't mean the gag. No, with Springsteen, yeah.
Yeah, well, Max was with Springsteen, and you guys...
Yeah, you know, in a hotel bar in
you guys hit the sauce?
We just talked about all the fun times I've had on this couch.
We weren't going to talk about that. That was before you became a huge star, and I'm married now, and I think we should discuss any of this, yeah. We're on the up and up.
Back. Sorry?
I have to ask this question. A lot of this trouble happened because you were trying to make a phone call to your wife, and I never heard in all the accounts I've read, did you ever get to make that phone call?
No.
You've never... You're still waiting since then, right.
Yeah, you know, because, you know, you get that thing where you get one phone call in jail, right? And I didn't bring it up with anybody, but I'm just sort of sitting there, and this guy walks past and he sticks a cell phone through the thing. And says, there you go.
Right.
You know? So I take the phone, and I realise there's actually somebody on it.
Right.
Hello? And it's this guy, Tommy, that I know.
Right.
Who knows somebody in the precinct, and it's like rang out and said, hey, put me through to Russell, right?
Right.
So he's going, what are you doing in there? Man, come on, you're on the wrong side of the bars. You know, come on, kid. But how you doing anyway? Haven't seen you for a long time. Why didn't you call when you got into town? Yeah, okay, cool. But it was actually kind of reassuring hearing a familiar voice on the phone.
Sure,
right?
that's nice,
but, you know, then I sort of, I gave the phone back, and then it sort of occurred to me, you know, actually, can I make only get the one call.
That was it?
I didn't know it was an incoming one. I thought it was an outgoing.
So you wasted it just shooting the breeze with your pal.
My guy told me from Long Island, you know.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm up in Comac. Weather's beautiful. How are you? Oh, well, I know how you are, but, you know. What's it like in Manhattan? I got to drive in earlier later on today. You noticed?
Yeah. Did you do, what do you do? I mean, what did you do? Did you do anything to kill time when you're sitting in the cell? Is there anything you do to sort of pass the time?
I actually got a little bit claustrophobic at one point, so because, you know, quite frankly, it was not an enjoyable experience at all.
Right.
But I just, you know, went up to the bars of the cell at one point and asked the arresting officer if she would like me to sing her a song.
Oh, really?
And she goes, "That'll be a first." So, in order to relax myself, I sang an old Irish folk tune to her, which the irony of which was banging off those bars.
Can we hear this tune?
Righto. Oh, my name is Jack Stewart. I'm a canny young man and a roving young spirit. I've been so easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day.
Very nice. It was a good experience, maybe. It brought out some soul and some...
Yeah, well, it sort of made me relax for a while.
Made you relax. It was very nice. It was very nice. Let's talk about, I think, the reason you're here. I know you love to see me. But you're
How's
also...
marriage going, by the way, now that we're chatting about it?
It's not cool. The same as our time together.
Yeah.
It's
different.
You and I had so much more.
Women are just different, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Uh-oh, people...
I thought you said to a commercial.
Yeah, I thought we were in a break.
Right.
Sorry.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. But I saw your movie, Cinderella Man, this morning, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's such an amazing story, and it's a true story about Jim Braddock, this incredible fighter in the Depression, who one day is in a bread line, has no money to feed his kids, and then is battling his way to the World Championship. It's an amazing story.
Yeah, the whole story of Braddock's life is fantastic, and you know how he came to boxing in the first place, how he created a reputation for himself as a Golden Gloves guy. Actually, one of the amazing things of his life is 1 year he won the lightweight and the heavyweight championship and Golden Gloves on consecutive nights. So they changed the rules the next year because so nobody could do that again.
Right.
And so the next year he won them on the same night. So that's how he got his reputation as the Bulldog of Bergen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is an amazing change of fortune that he's a successful boxer, and then a run of bad luck happens, and the depression hits, and his whole life is turned around, and he goes from earning $8 grand a night to 26 cents an hour if he can get a job down in the docks.
And what was the hardest part? I mean, I know you had to go through a physical transformation. What was the hardest part physically for you of doing this role? What was difficult? Because you had to change your lifestyle drastically, and didn't you cut down? You quit smoking. Didn't you quit smoking?
I didn't quit, but you have to cut down a lot.
Yeah. Is that just because you wanted to have like the lung power, the lung capacity?
Well, if you think of the types of exercises and all that sort of stuff, But the major reason was because with the boxing gloves on.
You couldn't. Couldn't you then have someone step in with a...
Yep.
Yeah. If I had been there, I would have suggested that. Had you boxed before? Because you look like you know what you're doing in this film, and I know you're an actor who takes these things seriously. How did you learn to fight like that?
Well, I was very lucky that Angelo Dundee took up the job of training me, and Angelo's trained 15 world champions from Muhammad Ali to Sugar Ray, Willie Pastrana, Carmen Basilio. He's had a fantastic career, and Angelo would just took it on seriously, and it was probably about 6 months of training, but in the middle of that, you've got shoulder surgery.
That's right, because you had dislocated your shoulder just before you started the role.
Just before, about 3 weeks before we were supposed to start shooting, I was sparring, and I dislocated, and it was a subluxation, so it came out and then it came back in, but it went back in with such force that it actually broke the bone. So that required surgery to try and fix it up. And I was in a situation where I had an obligation, so 48 hours later after surgery I'm doing physio, and 22 days, I think, after the operation, I was back in the ring doing 10 3-minute rounds of sparring.
So that some of the pain I see in this movie is probably not acting. We'll chalk it up to acting, but you're really in pain when you're fighting in some of these scenes.